Phase 2 begins now. So here we are, Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has begun, and so has Blockbuster Season 2013 with Iron Man 3. Hell yes. So after the Battle of New York in the Avengers, Tony Stark has been traumatized since out of the 6 members, he was the one who nearly died saving the city. He's been spending this whole time building suit after suit after suit, giving him a total of 42 Iron Man suits. As this goes on, a mysterious figure called the Mandarin has been sending terrorist threats to the United States, and is launching attacks in several places around the country. This leads to an attack on Tony's Malibu mansion, in which he has to rely on just being Tony Stark rather than Stark in the Iron Man suit, as he tries to figure a way to combat not only the Mandarin, but these mysterious individuals that have been injected with a virus called Extremis. So, there's a lot that I like about this movie. Robert Downey Jr. is still great as Tony Stark, to basically where he is Tony Stark, as we all know. It's got some great writing from writer-director Shane Black. There are many moments of funny dialogue, and given that the movie is the darkest of the 3 Iron Man movies, that's an accomplishment to make this really funny. The acting from the other cast members were good. Again, Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts is good, and she actually gets more to do this time in the movie, which I really appreciate. Don Cheadle comes back as Rhodey, and we get to see him be more of a badass in and out of the Iron Patriot armor. Guy Pearce is someone that I hated. I mean, not that he was bad, he did a good job. He just made Aldrich Killian absolutely evil, which made me want to root for Tony even more. And Sir Ben Kingsley does a good job as the Mandarin. For a while. You probably heard it, but there's something involving the Mandarin that I absolutely hated. I really hated. But if it wasn't for everything that happened afterwards, I probably would have not likened this movie at all. One thing I want to briefly mention is Rebecca Hall, who plays Maya Hansen. I'll bring this up because Extremis is the only Iron Man comic that I've read which featured that character and the Extremis formula. Watching Rebecca Hall, she was everything that I imagined Maya to be in the comics. Plus, I've been in love with her ever since she was in The Town. She's one of my favorite actresses in terms of looks and acting ability. Speaking of which, I thought the Extremis soldiers were a perfect translation from the comic to the movie. And there are some spectacular action set pieces in there. All of them you've seen glimpses of in the trailer. The attack on Tony's mansion, the scene involving Air Force One, and then that awesome scene with the Iron Legion. That scene is really creative. Basically has Tony jumping from suit to suit. It's fun. Now, I've said enough good about this movie, but I got to address the thing that I hated about this movie, and this is like a major spoiler, so there's going to be a little tag here that says spoiler alert, so just mute the video, and when the tag goes away, just unmute it, because I don't want you to go see another video yet, so just hang tight. If you've seen the movie, you know that the Mandarin was hyped up as being this really cool villain and really intimidating, but you find out that he's just some actor named Terry. He's basically hired by Killian, the real villain of the movie, to make all these terror videos as the leader of the Ten Rings, the organization that captured Tony in the first Iron Man movie. And throughout the whole time, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, inside, I was like enraged. I mean, good thing I'm not Bruce Banner, because I probably would have hulked out if I did see that. If I really... But you know what? Now that I think of it, I probably could have seen that coming, because throughout this whole movie's production, the Mandarin was said to not have 10 rings of power. And plus, if you think about it, if he's the leader of the terrorist organization, why does he have that accent? I mean, I guess at first glance it's a little hard for me to swallow. But I read a comment somewhere that maybe Thanos could break him out and actually give him the 10 rings of power, which, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll say, like, I should have seen the warnings coming from the advertising and what people have said. But once Tony manages to get his armor back, I felt that's when the movie picked up, and I was more forgiving of that thing, even though it was really hard to swallow for me, but oh well. Despite that big thing that I hated involving the Mandarin, I really enjoyed the movie. Because of that, it's currently my least favorite Iron Man movie. I know that's really unpopular to say since a lot of people don't like Iron Man 2, but that's how I feel right now because of that twist. I might enjoy it a little better when I see it the second time and probably be more forgiving. I mean, overall, it's the most emotionally powerful of the three. It's got a few more surprises here and there, and I enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what the rest of Phase 2 is, and I suggest it's worth seeing. If you're not a comic book fan, then that twist might not bother you at all, and you might enjoy it more. But comic book fans, if you haven't seen this movie yet, just be warned. Be prepared to be disappointed. So, I mean, that's my review for Iron Man 3. This has been The Cinemas with Mr. Robinson. Comment, subscribe, check out my old channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. You know, before this movie came out, there was a lot of talk that Pepper Potts was going to don her own set of armor called Rescue. And I was like, no, you've already got the Mandarin, you've already got Extremis, you've already got Killian, you've already got the Iron Patriot. I don't think we need Pepper Potts in her own suit of armor. But by the time it was revealed that the Mandarin doesn't exist, I was like, you know what, maybe I am ready for Pepper to have her own set of armor.